What is up, Raider Nation? What is going on? How are we doing today?
What up, everybody? What up, everybody? I am back.
He's making an appearance today.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's been a while. What, Thursday night, right?
Since
This
last
time last
Thursday,
week.
yeah.
This time last week, we already knew we had Jeanty.
Yeah, that's true. We did.
So
Yeah. Well,
I know you
I
and
don't
I
know if
haven't
you had
really.
it on.
No, go
I
ahead.
didn't. Fuck. Sorry. I'm like all over the place. Get the hockey
I
game
know
on.
he's watching the Golden Knights game right now too, so he's a little distracted.
Yeah. But I don't know if you had it on one of your banners or whatever, but I seen today, or the rumor going around right now, is that Jeanty is wearing officially number 2 for the Raiders. I don't know if you had seen that.
I did see something about it. I didn't know. So that means what's his name?
Daniel Carlson?
Yeah, thank you. I can't say kickers' names, remember?
That's right.
I've been banned from doing that. Um, I'm not surprised he gave it up. I just thought he would have gone with another number. But I did hear a rumor over the weekend that Marcus Allen I think it was Monday. Marcus Allen said that he'd be okay if he wore 32 also. So
Really?
yeah, I don't know. I think he'll look good in it too.
Yeah, I think the 2, I mean, obviously it's his college number, so it fits him. I think a lot of people were expecting for him to wear number 2. I wanted him to get a different number, if I'm being honest, because I like Carlson at 2, but I mean, he's going to be our star player for the foreseeable future, so
Hopefully.
makes sense.
When you pick number 6, you're supposed to. Remember
Yeah,
that, Tyree
exactly.
Wilson. I'm talking to you.
No! Fuck! He had an open net and he missed it. He fed him on the shot.
But they're still winning, right?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right. Now I feel a lot better.
You're going to fill us in? I mean,
I
did
feel
you
a lot
find your
better. The
dick in your
Knights
balls or something?
scored. The Knights scored. The game is 4 minutes left in the third period. Knights up 3-1. The series is 3-2, the Golden Knights. So if they win this game, they move. That was a crazy offensive. That was a crazy offensive possession.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to NHL Thursday night. So
I know.
The Vegas
well,
Golden Knights playing against.
Now that they scored, we can move on to the Raiders.
Oh, I don't care. I don't give a shit. You talk. You know what? Hey, at least your favorite team that's not football is in the playoffs, so you're good.
Yeah,
Plus,
the Knights have definitely been good to me in their existence.
You know, Lakers got knocked out, so that's even better.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one.
Why not? Come on. It doesn't matter anyway. Whether they were in it or not, Celtics are going to repeat anyway. So
I know all you LA I don't know about
balls are all going to be like, oh no, Lakers are awesome. Yeah. Well, before we get rolling, let's check the chat here.
Let's definitely do that.
So Rorschach, what's up, Rorschach? Nate, please let me know if the rumor is false that you were doing a Han Solo last Saturday night when Jeff and Chris were doing their live, and that's why you did not appear. That is absolutely correct.
My God.
He was geeking it out at a Star Wars convention or something. I don't know what it was.
I wish it was a Star Wars convention. That'd be dope. No, it was the 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith.
Did you do cosplay too?
Oh, you seen my helmet
right your Boba Fett helmet back there?
Yeah. No, it was 20th anniversary Revenge of the Sith got re-released, so had to watch it. I was so upset that I wasn't able to go to El Capitan in Hollywood because Hayden Christensen and Samuel L. Jackson showed up to that, and I was on as soon as they released the tickets. It was like a month ago. I was on the website to buy the tickets, and I didn't end up buying it for whatever reason. And so it was just kind of a FU to me. Like, you should have bought the tickets, but whatever, I guess.
Well, welcome, Raider fans, to movie review night now. So,
Yeah, we're all over the place. I had to fill in everybody what's going on. Haven't been on for a week, so
This is
there's a lot of stuff
like
going
if
on.
anybody remembers the whole premise behind the Seinfeld show. It's a show about nothing, but it's always about something. You know.
Yeah.
Rushak, I hope you enjoy last Saturday night show with Chris. Dude, we had a blast last weekend.
Was it?
Sunday night, Saturday night show went so far off the rails, but it wasn't like bad off the rails. It was just fucking hilarious. And this was well after the draft was over. Then we started talking about food and all these different type innuendos and just oh my god, I was given language lessons on how we say certain words here on the East
Oh
Coast.
God.
You talk about a show that was about nothing. That's what Saturday night show turned into. Chris and I were only going to be on for 2 hours. I think we turned it into like almost 5 hour show or something. Ridiculous.
Those are always fun too, especially when you can just, go off each other. It's dope.
Well, that's just what it was. It was the chat. You know what it was? We were getting ready to kind of shut it down, and then Rorschach rolled in, Dixon Cider rolled in, Bueno was there, and then it just, you know what those guys are all like when they're all in the same chat together. It just went.
Yeah.
It was so much fun now. Sacktown Mike's in the house. What's up, Sacktown?
What up, Sacktown?
Leo, what's up, my brother?
What up, Leo?
Bueno, speak of the devil, there he is. Yeah. Who else is in here? Who else? Yeah, I'm back to using the short format. Well, it's just Nate and I, so it's easier this way. We don't really have any images to pull up or anything, so
right.
Get more views this way too. More people find the show when we do it in this vertical. I like it this way. Why don't we? No. What's up, PNW Mark? What's up, brother? Let's see who else is in.
What up, PNW Mark?
Just take the show over. Where's the flags in the house? What's going on?
What up? Where's the flag?
Is that a fat crack? Is that what that is, Leo?
Yeah, you see Did you see his next comment?
Fat guys in little screen. Yep, didn't see it right away. You fucking asshole. I got your bud just busting your balls. No diddy. Ray Love, what's going on? Eric Raiders, Haters, Hunter, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good up. What up, Ray Love? Appreciate you getting in here.
I know Battleships ain't talking crap about watching Star Wars. Leave me alone. I like playing it. It's fun. On 6, what's going on, man? How you doing?
On 6.
Marcus
Banks.
He was on with us pretty much almost the whole entire weekend. He was here during that shit show Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Ray Twan, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Let's see. What's Nate? Rorschach say, Nate saw the movie early in the morning with my children and enjoyed it more than my kids. Now that my kids are over 20.
Yep. Makes sense. You catch little things that you didn't notice last time, and yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. All right, so we got all that out of the way. Got your ass back on live again since the last weekend. So just before we get into the actual picks, what was, from what you saw now, again, you spent Thursday night with us on the live.
Mm-hmm.
What was your overall take on the entire weekend? Did you come away from it feeling good, or were you kind of like, eh?
Yeah, I came away from it feeling really good. Like, if you look at the Raiders draft in total, I feel like we got a lot of value picks at where they were picked. We were smart. We got draft picks like we had been asking. Basically, for a few months, we've been asking to get more draft picks to really solidify the rest of this team, and we really addressed everything that we were kind of looking for, honestly. So I feel really good about the Raiders draft, and it seems like the NFL consensus seems to feel the same way about the Raiders and their draft. So that's never bad. I've been seeing a lot on TikTok. People are like in comments when people say that the Raiders had good draft, like Raider fans are like, I don't know what to do now. Like we've never had a good draft like in my Raider fan existence, so it feels a little weird. I just thought it was funny.
Well, yeah, I mean, for some of you younger fans that haven't, been fans for eons like myself, I mean, this is
Eons.
this is the first draft in a long time that I've felt this good at the end of it. Too many head scratches through the years.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we had the Josh Jacobs draft, and even as good as Max Crosby is, when we drafted him, you didn't know he was going to turn out to be that.
Yeah,
so that
exactly.
was, you have your hit or your misses, and through the years, there's been more misses than hits, and
Oh yeah, big time.
2024's draft was a good one. Obviously, we got 3 starters in our first 3 picks.
Yeah.
Serviceable guys later in the draft. Also, this one here, you weren't on the show last night. We were talking about it on the connection about. Well, you were on the week before when Leo asked us about what we thought was
different, right?
Going to outdo the draft from the year before, and
Mhm.
so most of us made the comment is if we get at least three picks that are gonna potentially be starters.
Right.
And 805 was on with us last night, and he was kind of along the same alignment that I was, and I think we could see we could see 3 easily, maybe not easily, but I mean we could end up coming away with as many as 4, maybe even possibly even pushing for 5 out of this one if you think about it.
Yeah, honestly, I can definitely see 3. Obviously, like time's only gonna tell past 3 starters, but I feel like 3 definitely, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Jeanty better hit. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Jeanty, if he doesn't pan out, then we're just fucking cursed for eternity.
Must be, especially in the first round.
Yeah, this is finally a top 6 pick that better pan out, or a top 10 pick. Unlike Tyree from a couple of years ago, didn't work worth a shit. Maybe we just can't pick in the first 10 picks because we got Brock Bowers last year at 13, phenomenal. GPJ, 2nd round, great. Glaze, 3rd round, great. Year before, Tyree, 7 overall, sucks. Not what you expect from a top 10 pick.
No, not at all.
I know I missed somebody popped in here. Where is it? Oh, here it is, Milo. What's up, Milo? Yeah, I heard about that today. The rugby player,
UDFA, right?
And I guess he doesn't count
because he's a pathway.
Yeah, because it's an international pathway or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of get leeway with those guys or something. I don't understand how that works. I haven't even looked into it.
Yeah, I haven't really. The only the only person that I've known that's worked out through the pathway is obviously the Jordan Mailata. I couldn't think of his name. We have a lot of LBs on the screen. Are you blind? I'm dead.
Fucking bastards. I'll just shut the show off and I'll go back to playing battleships. Fuckers. I'll just leave and let Nate do it all by himself.
The Knights have 20 seconds and they're up right now.
What is it? 3-1 right now?
It's 3-2. They scored right when they scored. When I got excited, the Wild came back and scored on the next possession.
I know someone else just popped into it. There it is. Raider Nation Jason. What's up, brother?
What up, Jason?
He spent some time with us too. I'll tell you what, that was the fun thing about doing this year. Was this your first draft being on YouTube stuff, or?
Yeah, it was.
Right. How did it hit for you? What was your whole experience?
Oh, it was great. I loved everybody's takes. I loved being on with a whole bunch. Like you sent in our Raider connection. You sent in our Raider connection group chat. Like, look at this panel, and it was just like filled to the brim with everybody. That was on Saturday, I believe, when I had that a little bit of time when I was on with you guys. But
yeah,
like it was super, super fun. Um, I can't wait for next year to do the same thing, and
Oh, I can't either now.
how we all had the same reaction to the first round draft pick. Like that was awesome. Like I really liked it. So it was super fun.
It the shows I think all they went fairly smooth for the most part. There was no no issues. Um, I just had a blast. I mean, having as many people as we had in the chat talking it up and being interactive, and then just being on with so many different content guys, and some that were actually guys that are in the chat that got on camera, like Jason Downs was on with us.
Yeah.
That shit was fun, man. I just had a blast just chopping it up with everybody. It was just the whole weekend was just a blast. I was exhausted by Sunday, though. I will say that.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It's one thing to sit here and play games and get distracted and do other things, but when you're sitting here and you're watching the chat, posting stuff, talking, watching the TV, it just, man, by Sunday I was done. Oh, Madman's in the house. What's up, Madman?
Oh, look at other Jeff is here too.
Yeah, my kids.
Let's go.
Are you at work? What the fuck are you doing? You should be at work, you little shit. I thought.
You thought what?
Oh, this was all right. So they now advanced then, right? So game's over now.
They advanced to the second round.
All right. Now, what seed were they?
Technically the second because they won the Pacific Division, but they weren't the best team in the West.
All right, so let's do this shit. Now, I was on last night with Leo and them and on the connection, and everybody that's in here pretty much heard all my takes and everything. So I'm gonna put the picks up on the screen, and I'm gonna let Nate give his take on each player that we drafted. I don't have the list of the undrafted free agents. I don't know if you pulled that up or not. When we're done, if you want to go over any that stand out to you, we'll do that.
I really only know like in depth like the USC guys, but
yeah, I don't know some. Well, I mean the undrafted free agents for a reason. It's they're not the guys that you would expect. So so obviously this is an easy one. So we're gonna pull him up first. So first round, number 6, we took Ashton Jeanty. So go for it, young man.
Yep. So, okay. So obviously, prior to the whole draft process, we had been saying we don't really want Jeanty, mainly because of the value at pick number 6 is not very favorable for running backs that are taking that high for the teams that they're drafted on. Obviously, Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson are like those are the two immediate guys that come to my mind when they get picked within the top 10-ish. That are one extremely talented guys, but two did not have success on the teams that they're drafted so far. Obviously, Bijan is only in the league for one season, and then we've seen what Saquon has done on the Giants, and then that did not equate to team success. But then he goes to a team that was ready for him in the Eagles, and obviously they go on and win the Super Bowl. What I think the difference is with Ashton Jeanty is that one, he has the talent that guys like Bijan and Saquon, not to that caliber of Saquon. I think Saquon's probably one of the best running backs we've seen coming out of college in a long time. But I think the difference is with this Raiders team is we're starting to build. Our foundation is not as bad as those other two teams were when they picked Saquon and Bijan. I think people who say, casual people that don't football say that the Raiders' offensive line is hot garbage and like completely terrible. I think a lot of that is mainly because of our offensive coordinator from last season. obviously when we switched over from when he got fired, and the running game immediately was way better.
Jason.
So I think that's a big factor was our offensive coordinator from last season, and our offensive coordinator only gets that much better this year, and so I think he's going to be able to get Ashton Jeanty in the best possible places and to have the most success off a scheme. So I'm hoping that Jeanty can be the guy that we're looking for and the guy that we expect. The Jeanty as a player, I love his contact balance. I love his speed. I love just kind of the presence he has. Obviously, he's a smaller kind of back, but it works for him. He gets lost behind those big offensive linemen, and he's a hard guy to tackle. So I'm hoping that could translate well to the NFL.
Now, let me ask you this: what would you consider? Because this was another thing that we kicked around a little bit um, on Sunday with Rundown when we did another show Sunday night. Um, what's your thought process on how many? Like, what would you consider to be a successful season for him this year? Like, what are you expecting from him?
Um, Honestly, picking him this high, I would have to have. I want to set the bar high, because that's what we need to do. Um, so it has to be over 1,000 yards at the very least on the ground, and I think that's very achievable for him. Um, so I'd probably just have to keep it there right now because I know he has the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. Uh, so I'd probably say 1,500 all purpose, something around there. I feel like that would be pretty successful.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Of 15, I think I said 1,600 combined last
Yeah,
night.
I mean, somewhere around there for sure.
Well, because it was funny because I think last week Rundown on when he was on um, one of his shows and somebody said, "Well, $900, $900, 900 yards is what we should expect." And he's like, "What the fuck's that average out to?" So I figured, dude, that's like 52 yards a game for 17 games. That's shit. If we're
Yeah.
drafting somebody at number 6 and they're getting 52 yards average rushing per game,
Hmm.
then we either super suck or he ain't that good either. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, 52 yards a game, that's fucking shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and kind of just going over film, watching Genty, as well as kind of watching. There's a couple of like interview stuff on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. He wants to have the ball. He wants the ball every down. He wants the ball in the crunch time. He wants the ball in the big moments. So knowing him, 52 a game is not going to be enough for him either. So I that's why I kind of put it over 1,000 rushing, 1,500 all purpose. That seems right to me. If we can get him out of the backfield, get him a little bit more catches. I know, like I said, he's has the ability to, but he didn't really show it as much because he was so successful just handing the ball off to him at Boise. Um, I want to see him catch the ball a little bit more out of the backfield. That's kind of where my thought process is coming into this year. And I know that if you watched Ohio State, they put Travion Henderson specifically in a lot of good screen packages um, in that offense. So I think Genty could fill that role perfectly.
Um, what were you guys talking about over here? It was on my channel too. What's that high thing you're talking about? Because I haven't seen anything. Do you know what they're
Little
talking
high
about?
thing? No, I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, no
Um,
clue.
so Rush, said Jeff and Nate, Genty will prove his worth when we are in a one-score game and we have the ball and we are trying to run out the clock. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
big time. Big time.
Yeah, something we haven't been able to do. At least not
Right?
last year, anyway. Although when were we ever winning in order to run out the clock to win the game? Oh, it's a button you press to say hi in chat. I haven't seen that.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. Uh, He'll have easier throws too, since he won't. Oh, they're talking about Gino, how jacked he looks and everything.
Oh yeah.
Jason says, I'm more concerned in attempts. Jeanty needs a manageable workload. 1,000 yards is sufficient, but when and where he gets his yards.
Makes sense. You can't just beat him into the ground. I completely understand that.
Oh, puts a little transparent hand wave emoji. Oh, I haven't seen that. All right. Unless it's the phone thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rays offensive line should hold up for Gino. There are no excuses this year. Says rookie year, my hot take on Jeanty: 1,300 rushing, 400 to 500 receiving. Ceiling is 2,000 total on a rookie year. Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. I can see it possibly happening. I think 15 to 16 is more reasonable, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah. So let's go to pick number 2, round 2, pick number 58, Jack Bech. Bech, is that how you say it? Bech.
Bech.
Bech. Wide receiver from TCU, the Horned Frogs. Just wanted to say
Yep.
Horned Frog.
Yeah,
What's going on there?
man. I really like Jack Bech. I think it's a guy that we had talked about quite a bit after his performance in the Senior Bowl. Obviously, Senior Bowl MVP. Um, Everyone knows his backstory with his brother and the whole um, loss of his brother and everything like that. So I think that's just more motivation for him, and he kind of proved it right after the whole thing happened. So I'm looking forward to seeing him lining up right next to Brock Bowers. So when I was watching film on Jack Bech, he had comparisons coming into this draft of Puka Nacua. To me, he was more of a combination of Cooper Kupp and Hunter Renfro. So he runs routes like Hunter Renfro, and he catches the ball and has great awareness like Cooper Kupp. So if anytime that you can get one of those kind of guys, especially at the wide receiver position, you're that's a good draft choice, no matter what position, or no matter what pick that is. And so if you look at what he did at TCU, he lined up a lot at the slot. Um, so when he got picked, I think I sent it in our group chat. Like it, I said that him and Brock Bowers are gonna completely just put the interior of defenses into a blender, because they're gonna have to choose between Jack Bech and Brock Bowers. Like you're gonna put a linebacker on either of those guys, they're gonna be open. And if you put like what Denver did last year and put PS2 on Brock Bowers, Jack Bech has the ability to line up outside as well. He played a good amount outside when he was at LSU. So he has the ability to play that outside receiver as well. And he's going to cook whatever third receiver. And then obviously Jacoby Myers still. And then Trey Tucker. And then we're going to get to Thornton later on as well. That the addition of Bech only made this offense that much more dynamic and dangerous. So I really like Jack Bech. Obviously not the fastest guy. That's the only kind of thing on him. He's not the fastest, but he's not going to drop the ball. Just like Where's the Flag said, he's not going to drop the ball.
Kid.
He's going to get open. He's very tough, big guy. So I really like Jack Bech.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know we're going to get to him later on, but Thornton, I mean, you got to remember him too in that mix now, because now he's going to be able to take the top off the game and keep the cornerbacks and the safeties. They're not going to be able to come up and help those linebackers as much, because now you got still Jacoby running a little bit further downfield, and then Thornton also. So it's like, pick your poison. Do you want to play? Do you want to play short, or you got to still respect the deep ball, especially with Gino throwing the ball.
Right, exactly.
That's the other thing. So I think the offense is going to look completely different this year. I can't. I don't want to wish the summer away, but man, I can't wait for the season to start. I really.
I know. I'm really excited to see how this offense performs.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I even downloaded like a Madden roster, like with all the draft picks and the free agents and stuff.
I'm so lazy. That's how when I push the door over, if I want to open it, that's how I reach over, grab the door, and pull the door in, so I can open the door. That little claw at the end is perfect.
Uh,
That's how I pick shit up off the floor too. If I drop something, I don't have to get off the chair. I am that lazy. I am proficient in being able to get stuff off the floor without having to get up. Let's see. Pat 1960, what's going on, man? Up. Christopher Raid is in the house.
Christopher Raiders, what's up?
It's still Mahomes' world. I don't know. Watch last year's games. It might say different. Let's see. Oh, Ducky's in the house too. What's up, Ducky?
What up, man?
All right. So now we move on to third round. Now we did some moving around. So we jumped around in the third round here. So picked up a 68 in the third round. We grabbed Darien Porter, the cornerback from Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a position that we were all hoping that we were going to be able to solidify at some point in this draft. So far we've drafted a running back, which was an issue that we didn't have one, or we needed one really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receiver, it still remains to be seen if he's going to be the true guy that we were looking for. But either way, he's still going to play. He's going to end up starting. I can't see him.
Oh, big time for sure.
So at number 3, we finally addressed the defense. Then we take the cornerback from Iowa State. So what's your take on him?
Yeah, so my brother actually was one of the guys, or my brother was actually the first person that told me, hey, like, look out for Darien Porter. Not too long ago, actually, because it was one of his favorite corners. And so I looked into Darien Porter tape, and what really jumped off was when you look at the video that I seen, his first, I think, 10 to 12 plays of tape wasn't even at the cornerback position. It was contributing on special teams, coming off the edge on multiple punts and field goals, and him getting to the ball and blocking them. So I think, one, he's going to be a great cornerback because he has the length and the size that Pete Carroll really, really likes. And so I think he could be a really good corner. And then on top of that, he can contribute on the special team side of the ball as well. Because literally, I'm not kidding, I think it was like 12 straight plays, straight special teams. Just him coming off the edge, getting to the ball, blocking, and then like those are big plays, big turnaround plays for that team. So I'm really looking forward to see him come off of the edge, getting to that ball, creating more turnovers, not just defensively, but on special teams where, it's a big part of the game and people don't really give special teams the flowers that they deserve. So if Darien Porter can come out and be a Matthew Slater kind of guy like the Pats had for a really long time, he was basically a Pro Bowler every year for the special teams. That is not a bad pick if you get a Pro Bowler every single year, especially in the third. But at the cornerback position, I think Darien Porter can, if he can develop a little bit more. I've seen he's really sticky on man, on zone. He kind of gets lost a little bit. If he can
wait a minute, did you just say on Madden?
Man
Oh,
coverage.
All right. I'm like, what?
No, not on Madden. On man,
Okay.
He's really sticky. He can
that California accent. I didn't understand.
Yeah, on man he can basically cover the best of them, but on zone he kind of gets he'll get lost a little bit. But if you can just clean that up, it's not even that big of a deal. You can just clean it up a little bit. I think he can be really effective.
Did you see that? Chris is crying because he doesn't have a wrench on your channel.
On my channel?
Yeah.
That's because you're always on Jeff's channel. I can't give you the wrench if you're never on my channel.
I'm making sure people get over to your channel tonight. All right. So
Let's see, where's
Oh,
Chris?
this is what now you were with us on Thursday night when we picked Jeanty, and you saw my initial reaction to the Jeanty thing, and
Um,
this is where us picking him kind of finally made sense for me and solidified
yep.
that choice. Um, what's up, Rock? How you doing, man? 6 hours of free AOL. Uh, this is where the picks at the end of the third round at 98, 99 kind of made me really happy on
hmm
Friday night. Now I know you weren't on with us Friday night, um, but these two, specifically the second one out of these two. So in round three, with the one of the picks that we traded back for, pick number 98, Caleb Rogers, um, interior offensive lineman from Texas Tech.
Yep.
What's your take on this gentleman or this kid?
Yeah,
I should. He's
I
only
I
a kid.
really like him a lot. I know when the pick happened, a couple of people I seen said that it was a little bit of a reach, but if he could really develop at that guard spot, which I think we're in need of, especially, he can be a really really good guard. He moves his feet well. He is a bigger guy, so he can really stuff up that front, especially in the run game. I really liked his run blocking when I watched him. His run blocking was really good. Um, I didn't see a lot of pass blocking out of him, but he's a third round pick. He obviously needs to develop. Um, but yeah, I really like him. He looks like he has a mean streak to him. Pairing that next to JPJ can only be better.
You know, it was 805 mentioned it last night on the show with us that you know your third round pick should still be a major contributor to the team. Like
Oh
there's no
yeah.
reason why they don't make the team. They don't make the 53-man roster, um, and possibly even end up nailing down a starting roster spot.
hmm
And that's where I think this pick really is the one out of those two. Um,
Yes.
so same thing, third round, one of the picks we traded back for, pick number 99, Charles Grant, interior offensive lineman from William and Mary. So now this is a big kid too.
Yeah.
Last night we were watching some of the footage on him on the show, and yeah, he had some down moments, but this shit's all coachable with him. But
hmm
what's your take on this kid?
Yeah, he's a really big guy, especially for an interior guy, like he's projected to be. I think that um, if we need to really solidify those guard spots, like obviously you don't like Parham, and if Meredith doesn't really work out, we can have two really really good guards for the foreseeable future. I heard some rumblings that if
What's up, Brady Pete?
he might move over to the right tackle position and move Glaze to the interior, but I think that whatever combination you do, I think that these two guys just contribute to our offensive line,
What's up, Chris?
and make them better than what we had last season. So I really like both of these guys. Obviously, William and Mary, you don't really watch a lot of football out of William and Mary, so he kind of went a little bit under the radar. But I, I like him a lot.
Um, Raider Fu Chris is in the house.
What up,
What's
Raider
up,
for
Chris?
Chris?
Raider Pete, I saw him. There it is. Yep, yep. Got to get my plug in so I can eventually get sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
So Dunkin', running on Dunkin', iced coffee. Yes, this commercial break sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Hold on. So good. I know it's kind of gay, but
Duncan
whatever.
is bum.
Yes, it is. Rush, get wrenches on the way. Let's see. Eric Raiders haters Hunter says, even though I wasn't big on running back at 6, I picked Jeanty a few times, but I picked and wanted Porter, Thornton, and Grant.
So it all worked
Okay.
out. That
Yep.
all worked out, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well done.
There you go.
Let's see.
What up, Jess? I just seen your comment.
Oh, that man agrees with you. I agree, Nate. Well done.
Nice.
Yep. Yep. Jeff live streams in a Dunkin' Donuts. How do you think I get the free internet, bitch? Ain't going to no Starbucks. Fuck that. Yeah, right. I'm from Boston. No, I'm not from Boston, but close enough.
Close enough.
Yes, thank you, Raider Pete. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, make sure you guys get over to. I know most of you guys have already gone over to Nate's channel and hit the sub, but anybody that's new to the show, make sure you get over to LV Raider 10. I'll post the link again right here so you can go over to his channel, hit the sub, hit the notifications, hit the thumbs up on this, comment after the show, call him names, tell him he's a Star Wars geek, whatever you want to say that makes comments. Puts comments on there. We got to get Nate's numbers up.
All publicity is good publicity in my book.
Yes. Just no naked pictures of people.
Yeah, that's the only one where I'm liking that.
If you want that, if you want to send naked pictures, I'll give you his phone number because I do have his phone number. You can text me.
And I'll send you right to Jason Downs' OnlyFans.
Yeah, to his OnlyFans account. Let's see, Jeff. It's that Sam Adams commercial with the accent. Your cousin from Boston. What's up, Llama Breaths? What's going on?
What up, Llama Breaths?
I just got my new jersey today. I got me a Janikowski jersey. Can't go wrong with a Jano jersey.
Cannot.
Absolutely not. All right. So that was the end of round 3. So
yes.
Then we did some more moving around. So we ended up with 2 picks in the 4th. And round 4, pick number 108 is where we went and got Dante Thornton, wide receiver from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Who, if I'm not mistaken, he was slated to go, what, third round possibly?
Yeah, probably possibly around there.
Right. So I mean, I think we got him at the right spot. I think and this addressed another issue that we had at wide receiver. And again, this is a pick that Al Davis probably was smiling down on the team, I think, just because of the kid's speed and the height and everything.
And size,
so, go ahead, I'll let you.
Yeah, 6'5", ran like a 4.33. I think I seen last. It was insane. That's probably a little fast. 4.3 something though. But yeah, this guy, honestly, he did not get a lot of targets at Tennessee. So I really like the guy. Obviously, his numbers don't really show his explosiveness and how dynamic he can be on the football field. But I think that for a 4th round pick, he can possibly be one of the biggest contributors in this team. Like we thought that. I think he's going to fill the role that everyone thought Trey Tucker was going to fill last year, which is take the top off the defense, go straight line speed, just go past somebody, try to get down the field, and go get that ball. But it's only better because he has that 6'5" frame that you can still be able to throw it to him downfield, and he could possibly still go up and go get it. So I really, really, really like this pick. This is the pick that I've seen a lot of people on TikTok like more than probably most of our draft because of just how dynamic he is with his speed and his size. A lot of people that aren't Raider fans are saying how they wish they got this guy, especially in the round and position that we got him in. So that can only mean that the Raiders did a good job. So I really like this guy. I'm excited to see him probably beat out Trey Tucker. And I like Trey Tucker a lot, but I think he's probably has a shot to beat him out because of the new regime. And I think he will. I don't think it'll be in the beginning of the year, but eventually throughout the season, I think Thornton is going to get a lot more targets than we think he's going to.
I just hope we get him in the game. That's
yeah.
all. I mean, I know he didn't have a lot of catches last year, but his average was what 20.
It was insane. It was it was something crazy like that.
Rock, I saw your post, your question. I highlighted it and I saved it. When we get to that pick, we'll bring that back up. I'm not skipping your question. I'm gonna go back to it. I promise. Rorschach says, in my opinion, all the selections were great. I know that some may not make the roster, but hopefully on the practice squad.
What up, John?
Yeah, and hope we can keep them on the practice squad and don't get taken. Ducky says, unrated is related. I just picked someone's trash cans out of the street so I could park my car. Come to find out the bitch threw her trash in the street to save a parking spot. Wow. Well, it sounds like you got asshole neighbors.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, we signed another wide receiver today, 6'6".
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Let's see, Rated P says Thornton size, speed, catches away from the body with ease, wide catch radius, turns the afterburners past secondary.
That's the thing too that I was gonna say. Watching film on him, he catches the ball away from his body, just like Raider Pete said. Guys that have size like that have problems for some reason catching the ball away from their body. Probably because they're big frame, they have just the ability to just kind of swallow the ball just in total. But a guy that comes to mind that has that problem is Quentin Johnston on the Chargers. So the difference between, because Quentin Johnston is basically was what Deontay Thornton is supposed to be. Like coming out of TCU, he was supposed to be that take the top off, big guy, go and get it kind of guy. But he had problems catching the ball away from his body, and that's why he drops the ball so often. So the fact that that Thornton catches the ball with his hands, he has strong hands as well. It's only a plus to his abilities.
So where's the flag says, I have a question for everyone. So the draft was clearly really need focused. Does anyone think that it's an issue going forward, or just a thing, just this year thing, and next year we will get best available or more? I think it was definitely need focused, but it was also I think, because don't forget, we had like no depth either.
Right.
So a lot of this was a mix of definite needs. I mean, the first few picks were definite for need, minus we didn't address the linebacker till late. But I think we've also looked at some depth issue. Like I see these two offensive linemen making the roster, and someone else that's already on the roster is going to be odd man out.
Yeah.
Even the defensive tackles, which we'll get to, I think some of those guys are gonna stick too. The only problem I think we really had last year as far as depth was, I mean, besides the shitty ass running back room, was the depth on defense, because the injuries just destroyed us, especially in the secondary. I mean, we were putting guys out there that, just really, in all honesty, wouldn't even be on the field, just by sheer need of who was out there. Even on the offensive line, it was the same shit.
Yeah.
So Jess says he's a steal.
Yeah, Thornton is a steal.
I'm gonna start that one. Jarretta, what's up, man? How you doing? Just ordered my Jeanty jersey. It's live NFL shop number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Don't get me started on Thornton. That's right, because he's a Tennessee guy. What the fuck? If we draft guys with high ceilings every
where's the flag?
Year, I'm perfectly fine with it. Yep. Jess is talking to you.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Raiders brought defensive end Zadarius Smith for a visit. That's all I saw. Yeah.
I do not want that guy that quits on their team in the middle of the game.
Yeah. Oh, Colin Johnson. I don't even know who that is.
No clue.
What's up, GTA? Matthew Golden. Will the Raiders O-line kill Jeanty? I hope not.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't. The Raiders' offensive line is not as bad as everybody perceives it to be.
Yeah.
But Matthew Golden, obviously, he's probably a Packers fan. That's a great pick for you guys.
Yeah.
That is an absolute great pick.
For a team that doesn't normally draft wide receivers early, man, they nailed two of them.
Yeah.
So he's answering his own question because I think Rorschach asked him. He says, well, I love the guys we drafted, but we did leave beasts on the board at times, so I'm kind of just a little worried about that in the future. Not too much, but a little bit worried about it. Again, I think this is where you got to trust who's making the decisions right now.
Right.
After this draft and everything we've done in free agency and players that we've brought in through trades, I'm 100% behind them and trusting them. I mean,
Same.
you can see the vision. If you can't see the vision, then I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, they're laying it out for you. You know, plain and simple. Now we're going to be running the ball. You know, and the wide receivers you drafted are going to complement what's already there. But we're going to be a run first team. There's no two ways about it. I would still like to see another bigger back, you know, back there because we don't. I mean, how big is Zamir? What's his size?
I'm actually not sure, to be honest.
Because oh my god, Mostert's like I think like 210. He's not a big kid. Jeanty's what 5'9".
Yeah,
5'10".
something like that.
He's a smaller back. He's like 211. I think his weight is. You know, I still would have liked to have seen us grab a kid that's like in the 220, 225 range. You know, like a battering ram style. You know.
Yeah. Zamir is 6 foot 215.
What is he?
6 foot 215.
Who? Mostert?
Zamir White.
Oh, White. He'd have to bulk up a little bit more. I mean, he's got the height. I really don't want to have to put him out there for that. I don't really want. You know, that would be the only thing I think I would like to have seen us address. I mean, there's still players out there, and don't forget, June 1st cuts come. You know, I mean, we could pick somebody up there. Isn't Nick Chubb still available too?
I think so.
As much as I don't want him because of the knee issues and everything, I just don't trust that. But we're also not asking him to carry the ball 30 times in a game either.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see. Running back was a need and best player available. Yeah, it's 6. Yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
Zapped, what's up, Zapped? We got in the it was a 6th round for them, right?
It was 2 7s.
Yeah, was it 7s?
I think there were 2 7s.
Oh, 7th round.
Yeah, Cam Miller and Melott. I don't know. I forget his first name.
So Rock says Jeanty is too quick and has that natural ability to absorb impact and use it to get free. He will be around forever. I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys had a chance to get Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, so did 32 other teams multiple times.
5 different times.
We passed on him 9 times. I think the total was or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with it.
I said colon. Let's see. I see Spytek's vision, but I also don't expect much from him his first draft. See, I don't know how much this really was his draft. I mean, this was totally Pete Carroll's past MO. If you go back and look at his past drafts, this is exactly what he normally does. Is he moves around. He doesn't just stick with the numbers. Coupon Tom, he ain't moving shit.
Yeah.
He's sticking with the numbers that where we draft, and that is it. You know, it takes a lot for him to want to move. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat, and then we'll get to the next player.
Yeah.
He's going to have to put on 10 to 15 pounds to play the way he does in the NFL. Yeah, but that's going to impact his speed. I'm willing to bet, though, too.
I think 10 pounds. That makes sense.
I forgot your Raiders fans. What up, dude? Let's see. Spytek and Jeanty right because it saves the team around $100 million. We can pay him later with. Yeah, true. Yep, but dumbass Raider fans, but I was smart enough to kick your ass, so fuck you. What's up, Raiders 75-28. Let's go Knicks.
But man, Knicks. That's crazy.
Nope, Boston Celtics. Let's go. Let's see. Every time I hear that, them say "big bag," that song pops in my head. Huh?
Big bag, big bag.
Let's see. That man wanted to destroy that too. Sorry, took your fun away from you. I had my fun instead. All right, so where were we? Dante. All right, fourth round. I see Kim. No, yeah, 6 rounds.
Was it 6 rounds?
Melott and Miller were in the 6th. We only took one. We only had one pick in the 7th.
Oh, that's
All right.
right.
So in the 4th round, pick number 143, we got Tonka Hemingway, defensive lineman from South Carolina. So
yeah, really big guy. Can really kind of just eat up some space in the middle. He is just like his name says, he is a truck in the middle. Try to move a truck. You're not going to. So he obviously is going to be a bigger factor in the run game than he is in the pass game. So I can see him getting in there on some early downs, kind of just preserve Christian Wilkins, because Christian Wilkins kind of does everything well. So if we're a little
what's up, Mark?
If we want to kind of just preserve him more so to keep him on the passing game to get that interior rush, Tonka Hemingway, putting him on the first and second down, I can totally see happening, kind of filling up that space. And he's good in the run game, so that's really why we picked him, because his size and his frame, you're not going to be able to move that guy.
No, he's not the one. No, it's the other guy. It's the guy after him. That was doing all the goal line touchdown runs, right?
No, yeah, not him. Yeah,
okay.
JJ.
All right. So now we didn't have a 5th round pick because we traded that away.
Right.
So, and this was a long stretch from that 4th round pick until we picked again in the 6th round. I picked number 180. We got JJ Pegues, Portuguese, whatever. Defensive lineman from Ole Miss. There's a big motherfucker.
Yes.
I know do you have the stat on him? What is how many carries and how many touchdowns that converted into? Because I know it's a pretty high, insane number.
It was, I think, almost every single time he touched the ball, he scored.
I thought it was something like 25 carries and it was like 19 of them went for touchdowns or something. He's like a modern day Perry the refrigerator.
Oh,
I could be wrong, but I could have sworn that's what they were saying that day.
Yeah, he carried the ball quite a bit, and he scored quite a bit on the goal line as well. Yeah, I can't find the stat.
I mean, that's the thing. If he's that proficient, I mean, I can't see us not doing that with him. Who's going to stop him? If the offensive line can open a hole and he can get through it, they can open a hole big enough and he can get through it. Good luck, linebackers. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
It's got to destroy people.
Yeah.
What's your take on this gentleman?
So as a defensive lineman, he's really good interior wise. Kind of the same thing. He's a bigger guy. He's actually formerly a tight end. He was originally from Auburn, committed there as a tight end, and then gained some weight and moved over to the defensive line. So he's quicker off the line. He's really good in the run game. He needs to work on his hands a little bit. Obviously, he's went to Ole Miss, so I kind of watched him quite a bit, watching Jackson Dart. So I've seen him quite a bit. He's really good in the run game. Like I said, he needs to work on his hands a little bit on that pass rush, but he's a really good guy, really good player. And then obviously the big thing is he gets in at Wildcat quarterback and running back, and he just puts a punishing on opposing defenses, especially on the goal line. So, short yardage wise, he's going to be a menace. That's kind of where I want to see him be implemented a little bit more, just offensively, just because it's obviously funny to see a guy like that in the backfield. But I think
There's still a love for the big men, man.
but he's obviously effective back there, and he's
a
former tight end. He knows how to carry the ball. He's not going to have fumbling issues. So I think one, he's a good defensive tackle, and then two, if we can use him well offensively, that Chip Kelly is an offensive mastermind, so he's going to find a place for him offensively. So that it's really exciting to see him for sure.
Yeah, big men don't tend to fumble because they just tuck the ball into one of their fat folds and they just go. So got a super chat here from Chris, 4 Raiders. Just because Nate says I'm always on your channel. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
Raider Ryan's in the house. What's up, Ryan? What's going on?
What up, man?
10 years there. JGP and JPJ in practice. Let's see. I know there was some others I just saw. Yeah, here it is. LB2WI, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome. Hughes gets those short yard first downs and goal line stuff too. We'd love to see him block at fullback for Jeanty. That's gonna be a thing of beauty. I love it.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Pete Carroll's known for using big fullback guys. Goose push. So you can send me $5? No. You're on the wrong channel. You're on Nate's channel, so you stay over there.
You put Nate, post your Cash App so you can send me $5.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so here's the second of our third pick in the 6th round. He was quarterback, but we actually drafted him as a wide receiver.
Right.
Is how it went down. So
touchdown, Tommy.
Round 6, pick 213, Tommy Melott, wide receiver / quarterback / running back / return man / just like from the Steelers / I mean, this kid can do a lot, and he's fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think his time was what 4.39.
Yeah, it was.
Right. So it's pretty fucking quick for a white boy. That's for damn sure. So from Montana State, our guy Turf. This is his school. This was the college that Turf went to. So I know Turf was extremely happy when we picked Touchdown Tommy. And I saw his shows afterwards. He's absolutely loving this because, I mean, it's going to make you feel good when you go to a school and a player from your school gets picked,
Yeah, that's dope.
And it gets picked by your favorite team, too, on top of that. It's like, how can you go wrong with that? So I can see Turf pulling up to a Raiders practice wearing a Montana hat and a Raiders jersey and trying to get a chance to talk to this kid, which he probably already has at some point when he's going to games up there. So, so what's your take on the value of this pick and what he can do for us and your overall just evaluation? Because I think this kid's special. So
yeah, so I watched the FCS championship game, which is North Dakota State versus Montana State, which both of those quarterbacks eventually will obviously get to Cam Miller, but both of those quarterbacks were picked by the Raiders. So I've seen a couple of people say, hey, like, watch this game if you want to kind of evaluate both of those quarterbacks and those guys. Tommy Melott he's different. People are starting to already say he could be basically Julian Edelman, and Julian Edelman is a different kind of player. He was extremely good in New England for a long time. And if Tommy Melott can turn into one of those kind of guys, especially for the value of a 6th round pick, that's insane. They don't call him touchdown Tommy for no reason. I'll tell you that. If you go watch Montana State or watch that FCS National Championship game, he is everywhere on the field, everywhere. So touchdown Tommy Melott, he's a good pick for in the 6th round to try to just get some kind of wow, what's the word I'm looking for? Just gonna get anything out of your 6th round pick. Tommy Melott is the person for sure.
So you're happy with this one, I take it then?
Oh yeah, I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he can turn.
I didn't know much about him until we picked him, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, he is nice.
I'm like, okay, this kid's different. That's for damn sure. So, with the last of our 6th round picks, at pick number 215, we took Cam Miller, the quarterback from North Dakota State. Now, him and Melott played each other in the most recent championship game for their conference.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up. This was his first comment. You really prefer Cam Miller over Shedeur. And then he says, I would have taken Shedeur in the 4th. Now, if we just real quick go back to the 4th round, that's where we got Thornton, the wide receiver, which was another position of need. Yes, I know we probably could have gone quarterback. And then the other 4th rounder was Tonka. Now, we could have taken him there instead of taking that pick. I get that. Now, you probably obviously know a little bit more about Cam Miller than I do, Nate. So what would be the difference in going with Cam Miller versus Shedeur? Like, why do you think we, other than the fact that I think the kid was blackballed by the entire NFL?
Yeah, a little bit, honestly.
Well, actually, by the time we picked, because he went in the 5th.
In the 5th, yeah.
So he was already gone at this point, but we would have had to have taken him in either one of those 2 picks in the 4th.
In the 4th, yeah.
So why do you think we didn't take Shedeur, but yet when we came back and picked, we went with this kid?
So I don't think it's more of a Cam Miller versus Shedeur. Obviously, like you said, Shedeur was already gone. I think if he probably would have fell to the 6th where we picked Cam Miller, why not pick Shedeur at that point, you know? Like if he would have fell, he probably would have gone with our first 6th round pick. I don't know if we would probably get Tommy there. He probably would have gone there. The Browns obviously took him prior in the 5th, so now they have to worry about all of their quarterbacks they got on their roster now. But I think it's more of what was left at the quarterback position in the 6th round. And Cam Miller is, well, one, North Dakota State is not a pushover team in a pushover conference. Like everyone sees North Dakota State and is like, oh, they're in a lower division of football. They are a powerhouse in a Division I football, and they've been for a long time. And they've had prospects come out like Trey Lance. Obviously, didn't work out, but he was a highly touted prospect. What's the other quarterback? I can't think of his name. Carson Wentz, who was going to be an MVP if he didn't get injured that season. And those 2 guys put up huge numbers at North Dakota State, who has been the best team, like I said, in the FCS for a very long time. Cam Miller outproduced both of them during his tenure at North Dakota State. He has better numbers than both of those quarterbacks. And both of those guys went 1st round. So the value pick that Cam Miller is at the 6th round is insane. So if he can outproduce guys like those 2 that went prior to him, that's a guy I want on my team because he can put up numbers. So the fact that we got him in the 6th round is quite insane because I had seen people predict he would probably go around the 4th or 5th. So I really like Cam Miller. Hopefully he can make the squad. And we're kind of a little logjam at quarterback. He probably beat out our 3rd quarterback right now, which is Ooh, what's his name? Who's the quarterback
Connor
we had?
Bradley.
Yeah, Carter Bradley. Yeah, it's really kind of up for that third spot to me. So I hope he can make the team. I think he's a really good quarterback, and if he can develop a couple of years, who knows? You know.
So Ducky's saying Melott could be what Wentz was supposed to be. That
Exactly.
thought is
In the
wild.
6th round.
All right. So what's up, Up in Smoke? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
What's up, man?
Oh, he says he watched plenty of Tommy living in Montana. The kid's an all-around good football player. Put him anywhere on the field and he'll produce. Belichick called Edelman a good ball player, and same thing goes.
I completely
I
agree.
mean, you've obviously seen him. One of the guys that is part of like the group that we do shows with sometimes too is an alumni from Montana. So he's obviously extremely high on this kid, and he loves him also too. So I hope it works out. I hope it works out for both of them. You know, I really do. And I don't think it's that because Bradley's a bad quarterback, but I just think Miller might bring a little bit more in attributes than Bradley. Either way, no matter who's in the quarterback room, I don't see any of these other guys beating out AOC 12 or Gino.
Not this year, at least.
Gino the starter. AOC 12 is the backup, which I'm fine with because I still love AOC 12. AOC 12 is still, I think, one of the better backups in the league. And under rookie contract, you just don't get rid of that. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the money that you're saving in his contract, too. And he can come in and win us some games if he has to, if God forbid something happens to Gino. Gunsmoke's in the house. I don't know if you saw that. Let's see. Nabman says, fellas, in all truth, regardless of the smoke, Gino is not in the building. We take Sanders at 4th. I just think we are good where we are, at least for a year. Yeah, and I agree too. I don't think there was any need to grab him. Let's see. T-Bit says, what's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What up, man?
You think it looks better now than ever for the Raiders? I think it looks better than it has been the last few years. That's for sure. I mean,
yeah.
You couple the picks that we made with this draft and the 2024 draft. I mean, that's granted. We can't really grade this year's until the season starts and these guys get on the field and start producing.
Right.
But based on last year's draft and what this is projected to possibly be, I mean, this is like night and day compared to past drafts for sure.
Definitely.
Number one KC fan. I'm a KC fan, but I have Raiders stuff. Okay.
Just wait for his next.
I'm a Raiders fan, and I don't have any KC stuff. Sorry. Let's see. I'm not even gonna look at that. He goes, "It's a trash." I didn't see this.
Yeah,
it's a trash
that's why
can.
I said wait for
trash
his
can
next
too. I think every Raider fan's probably got a Raiders trash can. I still got one from the LA Raiders from back in the 80s when I was still a teenager. It's out in the garage. Still got it. Let's see. Are we living rent free? Yeah, we definitely are because they're coming to a Raiders show, Raiders channel, and squawking.
Yeah.
Rock with a $4.99 super chat.
Sir.
AOC. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. AOC 12, man. I still a firm believer. Still. Let's see.
And Pete Carroll's not afraid to play the best player, so there's still a chance for him.
Jaybird couldn't even figure out how to put an image in his profile, but says we fit him well. Fucking Chris, type in with one hand and on two chats. I am the one. And before anybody gets smart, it's because he can't use his right hand because he had a stroke. It's not because he's jerking off with the other one or something. Because I know that's what people are thinking.
Now that you said it,
off season has been amazing in my opinion. Now it comes down to prove it. Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah.
keep a hold of them old members. Yeah, whatever. It's cool you can react to donation. I can be wrong, but to me, you can't judge a draft until it's week 5 or later in the regular season. Yeah,
I see that. There's nothing wrong with that, honestly.
yeah. Well, that's like people like I'll give a paper grade to how the draft went. We still got one
Right.
more pick to go yet.
Yeah.
How the draft went, but an actual grade on the actual players and what you can't do that until the season's a little bit further in and what? Oh, fuck you, Chris. You fucking bastard. um, until you see what some of these guys can even do on the field. I mean, technically, it's really not until like year 2 or 3 where the players really stop producing. So like even what we got out of JPJ and Glaze and Bowers last year, I mean, that could just be a great rookie season and then it all goes to shit the following year. I mean, it's happened before. Not with us necessarily, but I mean, it's happened with every other NFL team also. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, not last year. He wasn't. He sucked last year. If it wasn't for your defense, you guys wouldn't even made the playoffs. Fucking Chris. Oh, they always are, aren't they? Where's the flag? It just second best case.
No, the best are the Charger fans. That is hilarious.
Well, they're easy to deal with. There's only 5 of them in the entire country. So
That's
I'm
why.
sorry, 7. It's funny because we get like guys like Randy N, who's a Broncos fan, comes in and he chops it up with us on a regular basis, but he's funny, you know what I mean, and he's respectable. These ladies come in, oh, you guys suck. It's like, oh, geez, would you wait all day to figure that one out? Come into a fucking radio channel and go, you suck. Fucking brainiacs! I swear to God, kids nowadays, man, it's so stupid. So, with the final pick of the draft, round 7, pick number 222, we took finally a linebacker. We went with Cody Lindenberg from Minnesota. Now, this is one that a couple rounds prior, 805 was talking about, how we would, really like to see us possibly grab this kid. And then when he was in the chat with us or on the show with us when we picked him at number 7 Saturday night in the 7th round. So he was kind of happy that we ended up getting him. He really likes this kid. So, I mean, this could turn into be something good for us. This could be a steal. Go ahead, Nate. What you got?
Yeah, this is actually the one guy that I didn't do a lot of research on. But from what I've heard and what I've seen from people kind of just talking around, this was a really good pick. I didn't watch a lot of Minnesota. They're obviously in the Big Ten, USC's conference now. So I kind of just heard like little rumblings throughout last year. But Cody Lindenberg, from what I've heard, is really good and he tackles really well, really downhill kind of linebacker, willing to stick his nose into like the running game. But that's kind of all that I know right now. Obviously, I'll do some more research and get back to there. But from what I know, 7th round pick, a guy that could possibly develop and be a starter on the team. You cannot go wrong with that at all, especially for the 7th rounder.
Yeah, and it was obviously one of our weaker positions going into the draft that we would have. I would have liked to have seen us address it a little bit earlier, but I mean, obviously, like I said, they meaning Pete Carroll and the other coaches and the GM and everything, they have a vision. They see this team going a certain way, so they drafted based on that. I seriously think that if they think that the linebacker room was really, really that bad, they would have taken one earlier. But I mean, our need was a wide receiver, running back, address the O-line, cornerback. I mean, I think we drafted based on need up front, and then fill it in with what you can later on. So Rock says so much goes into the draft and players working out. It's no wonder why the hit rate is so low. Scheme, coaching, fit, money, Girls, drugs, not doing what Henry Ruggs did. Yeah, true. Looking for a Charger fan getting a Happy Meal. Let's see, right before Mahomes, the Chiefs sucked. Yeah, they did. I was born a Niners fan and switched team fans at least 10 or more times over the years, but the Raiders definitely have a bright future. Wait till he retires and you have Spagnuolo as your head coach. Let's see how you guys look at. Oh, yeah.
Spagnuolo is crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Let's see. For 9 straight seasons. Yeah, good for you. Chiefs players get arrested more than any other team in the league.
That is true.
Wow, what did he say? Did I miss something?
Apparently. I have no clue.
Oh, I see what it is. This one. Let's see. More losing seasons than winning. You're not worth my time. Nope. Yeah, when Andy Reid retires, SpongeBob SquarePants is going to take over as their head coach.
SpongeBob
Spag Square Pants or whatever. This dude said I was young. You're young at heart. Chiefs went 2-14 in 08 and 2012. Let's see. Yeah, because
Davis did.
The Hunt family was a bunch of assholes, a bunch of racist fucks back then too. You want to talk about a fucking racist team, man? KC fucking they were fucking brutal. So anyway, fuck the Chiefs, fuck the Broncos, fuck the Chargers, and their 7 fans. Sorry, Chris said there was 8 now. So overall, what's your general synopsis on this draft class of 2025?
Yeah, I really, really like it. I think we got some guys that can immediately make an impact on this team, especially offensively. So I'm looking forward to really getting this season going. Honestly, I know we're all waiting now in anticipation for the season to start. This draft was kind of like the last thing for a little bit that we're going to get a lot of news on, and that's why we were so heavily invested for the past couple months. So I'm ready. Now it's just going to be reports out of camp, reports out of OTAs, stuff like that. It's going to be a little bit slower, but I'm excited to see who progresses, who really makes a name makes a name for themselves over camp and OTAs, and who really fits where and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a really interesting group of guys, especially with our new regime, especially at head coach and offensive coordinator. So I'm excited. I'm ready to get it going.
Yeah, I'm psyched. I'm happy with how this draft went down. I wasn't at first because I thought we really needed to address the offensive line, but I trust the process that we by the end of the night on Friday they made me happy, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's up, Fidel? Mahomes must go down and go down hard, to quote Al Davis. And this is a good question too by Rock. Did we close the gap in the West? I think so.
For sure.
I do, because I mean a quarterback play is already going to increase. I mean, you look at the running backs. I mean, we possibly could have. We're gonna. I honestly think, number one, we got the best tight end in the league. Not just in our division. We definitely have the best tight end in the league. No two ways about it.
Yeah.
Running back, I think we right now, even if the season would have started right now, I'm willing to bet I would have to say that we got the best running back in the division.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not pushing the league yet, but division, yeah. Defense, I think we're gonna be kind of even with like the Broncos and the Chiefs. I see us at least hitting 500 in division this season. I don't think we're not going 0-6 this year.
No, definitely not. Hell no.
Did the Chiefs get better after this draft? Absolutely not. I don't think so. Did the Broncos? I think
The
they did.
Broncos did. Yeah.
Broncos did. Chiefs? No. No, not at all. Chargers? It's
I
still
like their
Harbaugh.
Hampton pick, but after that,
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it's Harbaugh versus Pete Carroll, and he always seems to crawl into the fetal position when he plays Pete Carroll. So
right.
let's hope that happens once in Vegas and once in LA, both
Yep.
home games for us basically. I'm kind of hoping that's the same effect. You know what it is? We've come to play this year. We brought a head coach in that's not afraid of these guys, has
Mm-hmm.
beaten these guys in the past. Might not have a winning record against all of them, but he's not afraid to go up against other teams. No, he does.
Yep.
He's not going to be intimidated. In other words, he's not going to be like, oh, just because he's taken over a team that was dead last in our division, didn't win a single game last year. My optimism is high.
Same.
I'm very optimistic for this season. I will have to say, before the draft, I had us anywhere from 6 to 8 wins. I think after the draft and what we've picked up, I'm in the 8 to 10 win now. I'm kicking it up on a high end of 10 wins. Is it doable? Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah.
I
Especially
mean,
with our schedule too this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a favorable schedule. Like a lot of, I don't know. There's a lot of teams that did get better in this draft that we have to play this year. We got Chicago this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they fucking really worked on their offensive line. They gave him some protection up front. Again, whole brand new head coach. He's going to bring that philosophy he used in Detroit, I'm sure. They're going to run that similar system. He's got a much younger quarterback, obviously, than what he had in Detroit. Chicago is going to be a tough game because we're actually in Chicago for that one, right? Or is that a Vegas?
Yeah, I believe so. No, I believe it is in Chicago.
New England got better.
They did.
They got a better coach. They're going to be coached a lot better than they were last year. I wish we would have played them last year, but unfortunately, we got to play them this year here in New England. So just coming to New England in the first place is still a tough place to play on, for being a road game.
Yeah.
We've got Philly this year. Don't we have the Redskins too?
Yeah, we do.
So I mean,
Chicago goes to Vegas. Okay, I thought it was the other way.
So we got the Redskins on the road, I believe. Philly's on the road.
Philly's on the road.
I know we're going to Philly. We're going to Philly. That ain't gonna be no cakewalk because I mean, the defending champs. I mean,
yeah,
they're definitely better than the fucking Chiefs. And we almost beat the Chiefs, so. All I know is we're the only team to have 5 sacks on Mahomes other than Philly. So, and that was in the Super Bowl. We did it in a fucking regular season game. The team's horrible. I'm sorry. They're not like they used to be.
No, definitely not.
I am so excited for this year, man. This draft put me in a good mood. You know what it was? And I think that's the other thing. Like Sunday night, we got on and we kind of did like an impromptu Sunday night show, and everybody was just in like a happy mode. It's like, I think Chris said it. It's like I feel like we just won a game.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like. It felt like I feel like we were successful in the draft. I mean, all the national media channels and everything, they're all giving us A+, or not A+, A's and A-. I wouldn't go that high right now. I would give it like an overall B+ right now.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me after the season's halfway and let's see where everybody is. I need to get back to the chat here. Let's see. Tanner Jackson House. What's up, Tanner?
What up, Tanner?
Ray Love says we sure did close the gap. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so
definitely. How
too.
many games does Vegas say we will win? I don't know. What's the line?
Where's the flag said 6.5?
6.5.
It's not a lot.
Rockets did close the gap, but I do not think we are done yet. I don't either. I don't think we're done yet either. I'm going to push that high button every time it pops up. B's gonna have what he wanted most this offseason competition. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
fucking Chris, get out of here, 16-1.
16-1.
And we're gonna win the Super Bowl too. Frank Webb is in the house. What's up, Frank?
What up,
I like
Frank?
the way needs were addressed in some cases with more than one player. That was a wise way to get value for later picks.
Agreed.
The trade backs help too, man.
Mhm.
I love being able to do that in the draft. Anytime you can get me more picks in the draft, I'm a happy guy.
Yeah.
Again, I would have been fine with that, and that's what I wanted to do in the first round. I would have been fine moving back as far as 12, and then grab your offensive lineman, get that extra second round pick, and then in the second round, then go and get your running back. Um, don't get me wrong, I'm okay with the Jeanty pick. It's not that I don't think he's a good running back. I just think because there were so many that we didn't have to jump at that one. But I get it. Best available, grab it.
Yeah.
The only time I probably would have said let's take him at number 6 is and I've said this before, if there were only like 4 or 5 running backs period in this draft that were even worth getting, then don't hesitate. If we're that bad off and we needed, which we did, we needed a running back, then get him right away at number 6, and then we'll figure everything else out later. I get that. Yeah, only 6.5, huh, in Vegas. What's up, Wash? What's going on, man?
What up, man?
Let's see. Raf's in the house. What's up, Raf?
What up, Raf?
That's right. You were here for that too, Frank. Yeah. Post draft happy hour was a blast. Yeah, that was a ton of fun that night, man. It really was. That's why we have the Chiefs fans in our chats worried about us and seeing how we are feeling because of our good draft. Yeah, they're jealous. They're jealous because their team lost the Super Bowl and they're still crying over spilt milk, little babies. Wasn't that last year's win total projection from Vegas? I think it was, wasn't it? Wasn't it a 6-win season?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I don't remember either. Rock must remember it then. He's saying, yeah, it is. Docu fans think they're going to the Super Bowls. They always do, which is fine. I mean, you want to dream that your team's going to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of Raider fans out there that think we're going to go undefeated or
Oh yeah, for sure.
in the Super Bowl. I mean, in all honesty, we're all 0-0 right now, so every team's got the same equal shot. So until the season ends and the final whistle's blown on the Super Bowl, you're not going to know till then. Let's see. Well, we only won 4 games and we didn't cover.
We did not cover.
It's up, Tyler A. Do you feel like we will win more games this season after the draft? Yeah, you might have popped in after I had said it. I'm before the draft, I was at 6 to 8 wins. After the draft and what we picked, I'm in the 8 to 10 range right now. So I could see us hitting 500 this year.
I think so.
That's a big improvement from last year. We're going to go from possibly 4 wins to 8. I can live with that. I'm not expecting us to win the Super Bowl, but I'll take 8 wins, man, because we're going in the right direction at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the flag? Says we should have won 7 games last year, maybe more, but we got devastated with injuries. We should have won a lot more despite Minshew. Yeah, like the Chiefs game is the biggest one that sticks out in my head, and it's not even that fucked up play at the end with JPJ and AOC 12. I don't blame that on them. Oh, the clock management. I don't blame that loss on them. I blame it on the kicker who I hyped up 4 nights beforehand on the Raider Connection show about how we have the best kicker and punter in the league. And, we're money from anywhere, blah, blah, blah. And then Carlson goes out there and misses 3 field goals, loses, leaves 9 points off the board that we would have won that game by. So I don't blame the last play on, because everybody's like, oh, JPJ and AOC fucked up the game. No, they didn't. No, because we should have already had that game in the bag and they should have been just running the clock out instead of trying to get a play in to get the score. So
Yep.
I don't. That's why I don't blame them. So Cal Sal stepped in. What's up, Sal?
What up, Sal?
Yeah, injuries destroyed us last year.
Yeah.
He goes, I was happy but sad when you all got Jeanty. We still were almost every game. Yeah, we there was some games we were tough, man. What's up, Luda? You're a Texans fan? Okay, I respect that. What was your favorite player that got drafted to the Raiders? My favorite, just because of the position he plays and the need for it, I got to go with Grant, the offensive lineman. I love my lineman, man.
Hmm.
That's where it is for me.
Yeah, for me, it's probably gonna have to be Jack Bech. I think him and
Yeah,
the
you really
combination
like
of
that
him and
kid.
Brock Bowers is gonna be dangerous.
So I know we haven't addressed it since Thursday, and some of the people that are in here weren't here then. So how devastated were you that number one we didn't get Jackson Dart and where he went to? Because I know everybody knows that you were a big fan of Dart and you wanted him on our team, but I know you are happy that he at least didn't go to the Rams. That
Yes.
was your big place you didn't want him to go. But what's
Hmm.
your because you're obviously a fan of the kid, so what's your feeling with him being on the Giants now?
Honestly, I think the Giants got a really good player, obviously, and the Giants had a really good day one, obviously, and they had a really good draft overall. They
Yeah, I
got
think they did too.
Abdul Carter, and then they got Jackson Dart, and then they also got Cam Scatterbo. Those are three of my favorite players that were in this draft. Um, and I don't really know the rest of their draft to be honest off the top of my head, but
I don't
just
either. So
off of those three guys alone, like they had a really good draft. Um, I am not sad. I'm actually excited to watch him in New York. They said already that Russell Wilson is going to be their starter for this year. Um, but I think he has the possibility to Russell Wilson, to be honest. So I
I know exactly what you mean. Some people might not, so you might want to elaborate because not
oh
everybody is aware of that.
yeah, so Russell Wilson when he got drafted to the Seahawks, and the Seahawks had Matt Flynn. They paid Matt Flynn.
A
He was going to
shit
be the
ton of money.
starter. Yeah, a shit ton of money. They paid Matt Flynn, and he was going to be the starter for the next couple of years.
Up Dixon.
Drafted Russell Wilson in the third round, and Russell Wilson just straight up beat Matt Flynn for the starting quarterback position for the Seahawks, and then obviously the rest is history. Um, so that's kind of what I'm referring to. I think Jackson Dart has the possibility to Russell Wilson, because he's obviously going to be the starter for the Giants. Um, but I think the combination of him working with Brian Dable is just going to be so much better. I didn't think that he's obviously a day one ready to go prospect. I had said that for a couple, like forever. I knew he's had some progression to do still. But you pair him up with a guy that developed Josh Allen, uh, with a guy that was
That's the big thing right there. That's the biggest thing.
yes. You pair him up with a guy that developed Josh Allen with a guy who is projected to be basically a mini version of Josh Allen. That's just that's insane. That's awesome. So if he can progress in New York, the Giants in a couple of years can be pretty dangerous.
Um, and some people probably don't realize this too. Dayball, when he showed up in Buffalo, Josh Allen was already there.
Hmm.
So he basically because everybody thought Josh Allen was going to be a superstar even when he was drafted, but it didn't pan out the first year. And then
Right.
Dayball came in as the OC, and Dayball is what is the reason why Josh Allen is the way he is because
Yep.
he developed him his first year up there in Buffalo. You know, having him as his quarterback, and that's why when we were going through the issue of looking for head coaches and everything, and I was kind of hoping we could have done something like Vrabel at the time. And this was before the season was over, and this was when um, Jared Mayo was still the head coach in New England. As it'd be nice if we could get Vrabel, and then he brings Dayball in as the offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
and then possibly Robert Sala as the defensive coordinator. But then once Mayo got fired 5 minutes after the last Patriots game, I was like, well, that ain't going to happen now because
Yeah, right.
Patriots are going to hire Vrabel. That's a given. Vrabel will go there no matter what. And then when the Giants said that they weren't they weren't going to fire Dayball, I'm like, well, that's over now too.
Yeah.
That's when I really got on the Pete Carroll thing, and I'm like, I totally want Pete Carroll at this point. He was the best available. I'm sorry.
No, he was. He
And it
definitely
just
was.
proved it this past weekend. I'm sorry. People want to disagree with me. I don't give a shit.
Yep. No, he's already proven that he belongs already.
Yeah. In Rock, I agree. I think it would be wise to temper our expectations for this upcoming year. We got a whole new coaching
Yeah.
staff, GM,
Agreed.
playbook, etc. But the good thing is, it's new coaching staff, new playbook, some new players. But the biggest thing out of all of that is you got a quarterback that was with this head coach, and more than likely the same type of system, terminology and everything. So I think that transition, because we all know it starts at the quarterback. And now
Yeah.
that we've got that guy that we're hoping for at least the next 3 years, that's going to be, the foundation of the offense, or the leader of the offense. And then now you couple that with a running back. I mean, the good thing is they're all starting together. Gino's
Mm-hmm.
starting the same day one as Jeanty. So's Thornton. So's Bech. Yeah, Bauer's been here for a year already, but I mean, everybody's starting at that same time. The
Mm-hmm.
skill position guys. So, $2 super chat here from Tito Za. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Sorry,
Yeah.
brother. $2 super chat saying took a running back with the worst O line we're cooked. Yeah, which is why I wanted us to trade back and go O line first and then go for the running back. But with what they did in the third round, kind of calmed my blood pressure rising, I would say, because it's not the way I would have done it. But you got to trust the process in this case. You got to trust their vision and what they want to do here. Um, I mean, we already had 3 starters on that offensive line with JPJ, Miller, and Glaze.
Yeah.
Um, I really think Grant can come in and probably start at guard, and then it's just that final spot at guard. If Kappa Crappa works out, if he has a good training camp and he's the starter on the left side, they feel he's the strongest out of the group that's left, then go for it. I mean, I'm not saying Grant's going to make the starting roster, but it would be nice, if the kid's, if he's that good, if he can transition his college game to the pro level. There's one guy out there that I really was hoping we were going to get, and I think you all know who it is. Unfortunately, he went to fucking Denver as an undrafted free agent. I wanted the kid from Georgia. I wanted
Yeah.
Xavier Truss. I wanted him in the worst way. He's a born natural guard. That's what he played in high school. That's what he's played in college. He totally could have been. And he's a big kid too. His footwork might need a little bit of work, but that's all coachable stuff. Um, would have been nice to have him come in and be there with this team. Because 2 things for me. One, he's a hometown guy. He's from my
Mhm.
state. He's from Rhode Island, which isn't a big state. Um, but he was one of the best high school football players to come out of this state in a long fucking time. Um, so I was really rooting for the kid to get drafted in the first place, but unfortunately he ends up going to Denver. But the other reason I really wanted him to come there too is the fact that he's really good friends with Brock Bowers too. So
Mm.
there's that connection there that at least the kid's not going to be walking in not really knowing anybody. But they were roommates at college. That, like I said, they were like best friends. So it would have been nice. But I think the offensive line's going to be okay. You know,
Yeah.
we're not talking about we're talking about Jeanty back there, a guy that has vision, that can see the hole, that can bounce off of things. We're not talking about it's still Zamir back there as a feature running back who couldn't run down a hallway if there was nobody in the middle. Like the guy couldn't make cuts. He couldn't pivot for some reason. I'm telling you, I think his ankles were broken. He has no ligaments in his ankles, and he couldn't. He would just run into the ass end of the fucking lineman in front of him.
Right.
So I think we're going to be fine at the offensive line position. I think we're going to be good. Let's see. To be honest, our defense, even with injuries, was never the problem. Tackling, yeah. The offense was inept and terrible coaching. Well, the only problem with the defense, so the secondary wasn't the best. We had such a mishmash of players in that secondary, right? Wouldn't you agree on that?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the only thing I wasn't concerned with was our front line, and then when Max went down, Wilkins went down. So last year was just a disaster from start to finish. I mean,
no, it really was.
I still say it. I think it's one of the worst seasons I've ever witnessed. I honestly think this is still worse than the Art Shell's second go around with us, and they were fucking bad. See, now this guy used to have his name Chiefs back-to-back champs, but because they lost, he had to change it. We were coming in before the Super Bowl, and it was 3 back-to-backs on there. So, see, I don't remember a lot of things, but I remember that because, first of all, it's a stupid name. So, let's see. Maybe probably Darien Porter. Yeah, you really like that kid too, right?
Yeah, Darien Porter's nice.
Whoa, don't say Raiders will still suck, dude. Making my team look bad. Porter and Thornton speed kills you.
Like that.
Raiders must have confidence on AOC as a backup. If they didn't draft a QB with the top pick.
Yeah.
Again, quarterback going forward is a need, but not immediately this year is right. Obviously how they're looking at it too. Where we had the luxury of having Geno Smith, AOC 12 in there, and the luxury of being able to grab a quarterback late in the draft and addressing the major gaping needs that we had prior to, like no running back, lack of receivers, offensive line, corner. I don't see how it was a bad draft. This is going to be a fun year despite all the work ahead of this team. Oh, without a doubt. He was an undercover dart agent. Wow, I'm 10 minutes behind on the fucking chat. Holy shit. Just realized that Gord's in the house. What's up, Gord?
What up, Gord?
I have to skip through. I didn't think Josh Allen was going to be a future MVP. I like Josh Allen, man.
I like Josh Allen, too.
Fucking wish we had him. I think Dart's going to be okay in New York. I really do.
I think so.
I know you said he wasn't slated to, be a day one starter there, but I think if it would have been the Jets that drafted him,
that's different. Yeah, for sure.
But you wouldn't want, what, that kid would get ruined. He would be out of the league so fast. That team is in such disarray.
Or if he would have gotten picked in the 5th round by the Browns.
Yeah. When those Pegues rumors started, I hated it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hated that.
Did you guys see Pete throwing footballs today? Wow, he was doing it again today. You'll see another AFC West. You don't see other. Yeah. Hobbo can't run around. He's still got a fucking bad hip or something, too. Did he have that hip surgery yet? Yeah, thanks, Phil. I don't. Yeah, probably if we would trade for it. Fakasi, what's up, brother?
What up, AR?
Let's see. I wonder if the Chiefs fans are just jealous of Jeanty. Oh, I'm sure they are. He's going to just run right through them. Pete did that at USC in Seattle, Chris. Yeah. The knock on Pete Carroll is he can be seen as a player's coach, and that won't cut it this year. No, I think it's going to be just fine. I think he's going to be all right. You know what it is? Because the players respect him.
Yeah.
I don't think they fully respected AP because AP was just trying to be their friend. I mean, they weren't even calling him coach. They were referring to him as AP. Do you hear anybody that's on this roster, man, calling him Pete? No, it's coach. They're calling him coach, and that's how it should be. I don't care how fucking old you are as a player. I don't care if you've been in the league 15 years. When you got a coach of his caliber coming in, you give him the respect he's earned through the years. He's earned that respect. You know, he's no slouch coach coming in. He's a former Super Bowl winning coach. He's won national championships in college. You know, Nate's got the flag hanging up behind him, you know, to prove it, or the towel, or whatever the hell that thing is.
Yeah. I got can't see it, but right above me here is a fight on foam finger. Yeah.
So AR says, I saw that. Oh, this is the Australian that we picked up. He's a Samoan Australian like me. However, he needs to do something on the field before I get excited. Our other guy, Agoa, has been here 3 years and hasn't done anything outside of spots. Yeah, I get that. Preseason. Pete, first-time coach. Pete is a Hall of... Yeah, exactly. Oh, Pete Carroll's going in the Hall of Fame when he retires, for sure. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Josh Allen with Andy Reid would never have lost the Super Bowl. You're probably right.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Eric says, bad idea to get a QB early right after trading and paying a QB. True. I can live with that one. Rooting for the guy for obvious reasons, Chris, but a 2 to 3 year project until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Chiefs fans pop in from time to time because they know their run is about over. And plus, they got shit Chiefs shows. Have you ever watched any of the Chiefs fans' YouTube shows? They're horrible.
Nope.
They just sit around in a circle jerking.
I don't know. I've seen
dream about getting it on with Mahomes.
I've seen a couple of different teams shows. They're kind of boring, to be honest.
Dude, there's one up there. There's a 49er one.
That's the one I sent you. That's the one I was in.
You were watching that one?
The mock draft?
Yeah, the mock draft that lasted like 8 weeks. Because each week they were doing something different. I was like, are you shitting me? I'm like, this is horrible. Oh, my God. I was so pathetic watching that. I couldn't. I think I watched maybe 5 minutes of it. I'm like, that's it. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah,
I was gonna go back on the next time they did it and just was gonna like try and troll them, but I'm like, nah, fuck it. It's not even worth it.
It's not.
It just wasn't worth it. I like this. Oh, is he talking about your Raiders? Is that an LA one?
This is an LA one, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find my leather one. I still got an old Los Angeles Raiders leather. I got a white one too. I got a black leather and a white leather hat. Yep. Let's see. I remember AP wore that dope ass Letterman jacket. I still want one, but they are always sold out. The Raider Image.
Those go
fast. None of those jackets. None of that shit at the Raider Image. They don't have any fucking fat and wide section. They never have anything that's in my size. So I either got to lose the weight or I got to order from wherever. Can't order the shit from China because the fucking unit, they're like tariffs. 2 sizes too small. If I order like a 4X, it fits me like a 2, and I feel like a fucking sausage link. I'm like,
a sausage link?
So uncomfortable. They have the new Raider hats on the Raider Image with just the logo without the shield. They are super clean. I bought one soon. I don't like those draft hats they had this year. I didn't like the look.
I liked them a lot. I'm surprised I didn't get one, to be honest.
You like the draft hats from this year? I didn't like it with the oak leaf stuff or whatever.
I liked it. That's the part I liked about it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not my thing. I am in the Bay Area. Sounded by week 9 here podcasts and shows. Well, that's like the show that Jack goes on as the rep from Captain Jack's show, the Wild Wild West show.
Yeah.
Leading up to the Super Bowl, the guy, because there's obviously, with it being the Wild Wild West, there's a representative from each team in the AFC West. So Jack kind of goes on there as the rep for the Raiders. And then there's this guy, Richie Richey, that's the Broncos one. I don't know the name of the guy for the Chiefs. The Chargers one, I think this is the 4th guy I've seen on there as the Chargers one in the last 6 months. They're always changing. Um, the the guy that's on there for the Chiefs, when they had their show the Wednesday before the Super Bowl, oh my God. Talk about nails on a chalkboard. This guy was just, he wouldn't stop. He was just, wasn't giving anybody else a chance to talk about what they thought about the Super Bowl. He was just about Mahomes this, Mahomes that. Like he was just gargling. Like, dude, stop already. And then what happened? They got destroyed in the Super Bowl, and I loved it. No, I'm with you, Jeff. If the logo was bigger, I would have been sold now. I'm probably biased, but every other fan base seems more. They do, don't they, man? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, for the most part.
Raider fans are always. I've always said this. Raider fans are built. Raiders fans are built differently, man.
Yeah.
I think it's, you know what it is too. I think it's the diversity. If you ask me, it really is. I think it's the diversity of Raider fans, between the ethnicity, the race, everything. It's such a diverse fan base. It's crazy. If you really like, if you go to like, I'm sure. I mean, you see it. You go to the Raiders games. You walk around a tailgate at Allegiant or in LA or whatever. It's going to be a completely different scene than what you're used to, because it's going to be so many different ethnicities and everything that are there, and that's just the way the culture of the team is too.
Yeah, for sure.
It started with Al Davis back in the day with being the first, to do things for the minorities too. So I think it's so diverse fan base. Like Green Bay, you go to Green Bay, that's their fan base.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly what you would expect going there. You go to Florida, it's the same thing. Down in Florida now, you got a lot of the snowbirds from New England that go down there because they all followed Tom Brady to Tampa Bay, and now they're all of a sudden. You should see all the Tampa Bay fans that are around here now because of Brady when he went there.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy. So tell them to be Raider fans now.
I don't fucking want them. Fucking what? What's up, Yaha, man? What's going on, man?
What up, man?
Let's see. What the fuck are you talking about? Robin eggs blue?
I don't know.
I googled it and blue waffle popped up. Yeah. Did you hear that one the other night?
Mm-mm.
That was from the Saturday night show. That's where it just went off the cliff. Not even off the rail. It just went right off the fucking mountain. The history of diversity from day one. Tom Flores was like QB even before Mr. Davis arrived. Yep. The co-host was lucky Kenna didn't snipe him from his own show. Al Davis says, rest in peace, bro. Your bum team sucks. Crazy. Yeah, you know what? I've had enough of you, whoever the fuck you are. Oh, nope. God damn it. See you, bitch. Bye. So, we're 2 hours. You got anything coming up that you want to talk about, or?
No. Obviously, I was a little MIA this past week, but next week I'll be getting back into it. I missed doing all of the not only our shows, like obviously I missed yesterday, but I missed doing all the game stuff too. I haven't done any of the gaming stuff. I might be interested in doing that as soon as I get off of here. So I probably will actually end up doing that. I might do a little bit of a stream. I'm not sure exactly which game yet, but yeah, stay tuned for that. I know a couple of the guys were saying they might get on in the chat right here, so maybe. But yeah, next week, Monday and Tuesday, I normally do gaming streams, so look out for that. I'm gonna be able to do it this week, so I'll be doing that, and then obviously Wednesday, both of us will be on the Raider Connection. That's with Jay and Cheetah Linus. So that's on Wednesday, and then we'll be right back here next Thursday for Raiders Coast to Coast.
Fuck, that's what I was supposed to do today. God damn it. I was supposed to reach out to Miss Peggy today to see if she wants to come on next Wednesday.
Oh, that'd be dope.
I got to do it tomorrow. Yeah, because I want to hear her take on the draft and everything. I think next Wednesday she's on the cage match, but she usually only goes on for an hour with them, and their show's on 2 hours before ours. So yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll give her. I'll message her tomorrow. Um, what games have you gotten any better at the baseball when you were playing? Because you were pretty bad. You were about as bad at that as I was at Madden. So
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad now.
I've gotten in a man. I
Have you
haven't
got a
played
base
in a
hit?
while. I definitely have. I definitely have gotten a couple base hits, a couple home runs.
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm definitely sure. But I haven't played in a while. That's what I'm saying. Like I want to get back into that. I left off on the Star Wars stream not too long ago. I want to get back into that one. People were liking that a lot actually. So want to get back into
Fucking
that
nerd
one.
now.
We got to do more rivals. We haven't done rivals in a long time. We
I
got to
haven't
get on
played Rivals in probably. I'll tell you right now how long it's been since I logged into it. I'm curious now, actually. Where is it? It's been over 3 weeks.
Damn.
Actually, it's been longer. It's been almost a month now. Holy fuck!
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
But yeah, I mean, hey, maybe we'll play some rivals later.
The Madden franchise season is over.
Dead.
That ended.
It's dead.
I
Yeah.
mean, you blame Rundown for that one. He never finished his game.
Yeah.
Everybody else was ready to roll. Ready to go, Rundown.
Fucking run.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you guys are on late tonight, I'll be able to. I don't know how late you're gonna be up. We should do
I'll
them
be on
tomorrow
pretty
night.
late.
We should do Rivals tomorrow.
I'm cool with that
I'm
too.
gonna talk Afakasi. Are you still in the chat? Are you still here, brother?
I don't know.
Because I know he was talking. What's up, Jack? Sorry, brother, I missed you walking in. How you doing?
What up, Jack?
Did you bring the coffee and donuts with you?
Coffee and
I know
donuts.
you're late. It's like an AA meeting here. Jack, I've been on the show with her before. She's cool.
A couple times.
Yeah, we've had her on a couple of different times. She won't bust my balls. Malinowski. How does it feel to overdraft a running back in the first round? I don't know. We'll find out. Because obviously you're an Eagles fan based on your logo. So we'll find out when we play you guys. You let us know.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's an overdraft, but we'll see.
Nah, I don't either. Nah, Chris, when I get off of here, I'm probably going to end up playing PUBG. First. Yeah. Maybe later. I don't know what time. What time are you guys going to be up till?
Probably a good minute, to be honest.
What's up, Edgar? Because I know the reason I was asking about it, asking to see if AI was still here is because I know he was talking about possibly doing Tecmo.
Another Tecmo? That'd be dope.
So I told him I was down. So I don't know. I told him to check with you. I don't know what your situation is for the weekend.
Yeah, I could be down.
I'm definitely down to do it again. We got to get the Vegemite.
Nah, I know. Yeah, I got to get that.
Yeah. No, like you're not gonna get it. Or yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I'll do it. I don't care. I've probably eaten worse shit in the past anyway. So, yeah. If I don't get on Rivals today, we should probably do it tomorrow night or something.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going on with Turf. If he's doing a Friday night show or not. If he's not, then I'll probably throw one together with Chris. And if you're in, we can kick it with everybody else that's in the chat now for tomorrow night. Just fuck around, talk about anything and everything. Doesn't necessarily have to be full. I'm just kind of footballed out after all this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like the
for a while.
anticipation of the past couple months that we've been trying to do the pre-draft stuff. Like, yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too. I am so glad we don't have to do any more mock drafts.
Yeah, I know.
Although, if you go into the Pro Football Network one that we've been using, it's already got the players set for next year, so you can just let it run, and you'll see Arch Manning's the first pick already.
I know.
Even
I
though he's
see
probably
that.
not going to come out next year, he's already the number one pick, and it's the
Mhm.
Cleveland Browns, by the way.
Yeah, I seen that too.
That's where they got the Browns slated to be the first pick. It's like, oh my god, that just
After
doesn't show you
picking
how bad they suck. They got
two,
us in the teens.
yeah, which is good, obviously.
Yeah, which means obviously they think we're going to win some games. I didn't even look
Right.
to see who the last pick was. Was it the Eagles?
It's probably the Eagles. That would be my guess.
Yeah. All right. So we got next Wednesday, Raider Connection. Hopefully, Miss Peggy. I'm not guaranteeing anything to everybody. I fucking forgot to call her today. And then next Thursday night, it's Nate and I again on Raiders Coast to Coast, chatting it up with you goobers. Saturday night, Raiders Last Call podcast with myself and Chris for Raiders. So make sure you guys get over to Nate's channel, LV Rated 10. Subscribe to his channel, hit the notifications, hit the thumbs up on tonight's show and any other shows that you can thumb up for him. Get over to Chris for Raiders channel, same thing. Hit the sub, hit the notifications. Saturday night, it's Raiders Last Call podcast with myself and Chris for Raiders. This week, we're going to be covering the history of the Raiders in the secondary.
Oh, nice.
So cornerbacks, safeties, free safeties. We're going to be doing all that this week.
Had some really good secondaries over the years, so that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to do. So again, that show on Saturday nights, we just talk the history of the Raiders. We don't talk about it. Like if you come on the channel and you're typing in the chat and you start asking about, what'd you think about this draft and and all that, we're probably not going to ignore you. We're just going to be continuing along with the format. We'll talk and everything, but don't expect us to really answer those questions because that's kind of not the gist behind that show. It's more of a history lesson for you youngins. So, you got anything else?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, and definitely hit the notifications and subs on mine. Thumbs up. Make sure again, LV Rated 10. We got to get his numbers up.
Yes, sir.
And look out for Chris and I during the day, during the week. So a lot of times, Chris and I tend to just hop on for the hell of it during the day. Jeff, what rated history subject or position will Saturday include? I just said it.
Yeah,
I just said it. We're gonna be covering the secondary, so it's gonna be cornerbacks, safeties, free safeties. Now we'll be covering the history of the secondary positions for the Raiders defense. So that'll take care of the defensive side of the ball, and then we'll stop moving over to might do special teams. I think after that.
Oh, nice.
Save the offense for a little bit. We're going to end it on quarterback. I think that's what we're going to do at some point. So, and then we're going to do another one. We're going to do once we're done doing positions, we're going to do like Hall of Famers.
Oh, dope.
Last week we did the pass rate of draft histories. So, I don't know, SoCal. I've been trying to get him. You know what it is? It's tough with JT right now because our grandson's due to be born within this month. Now that we're in May, so his time's a little weird. So it's probably going to be even worse once the baby's here too. So I want him to come over this weekend. I wanted him to come over Saturday and get on with me during the draft. And I'm trying to get him to come and do a show while the Vegas Knights. Sorry, in case he's still watching, Vegas Golden Knights.
There you go.
Gives me shit about that. why they're still in the playoffs, because I know he wants to. I want to be able to get him on the show so we can talk some Vegas Knights with you guys too, because I know a lot of you guys are Vegas Knights fans. I know you are.
Mm-hmm.
So because I told him, I said, "You want to come and talk Knights? Go for it. I'll just sit back and let you go." So yeah, a little shit keeps blowing me off, but whatever. Oh, I can't. I gotta do this. I gotta go do laundry.
He was in here earlier.
Yeah, it was in the chat. So
Go Knights, go, baby. Where's the flag? Nose.
So on that note, we're gonna call it a night. Oh, when's the LA Lakers next game? When are they playing again in the series?
Yeah, the same time that the Bruins do.
I'm not a Bruins fan. That doesn't hurt me. It really doesn't. It doesn't bother me. That's why I love it when people automatically associate that I'm like a Bruins fan. I'm like, I'll watch hockey. I'm not going to be like, oh, great, they won. Celtics, I just find the Celtics better rivalry because you guys being in LA and everybody being Lakers fans. And
yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's why I rub that in more.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lakers are done, dude. They got knocked out. It's all right. Doesn't matter. The Celtics are going to win it anyway, so. Don't start you with the Lakers. What's there to start? The season's over. You guys are done. See you next year. Go play in the summer league. Maybe we'll do better there. Out to do. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Nate, you want to say bye?
Peace out, everybody.
Everybody, stay safe and go Raiders.